On behalf of ISF College of Pharmacy, I welcome to respected Director Dr. G.D. Gupta sir, ISF College of Pharmacy, Moga, Dr. R.K. Narang, Principal ISFCPR, our eminent speaker Dr. Mehndi Rani, Associate Professor, University of Kurdistan, Iran, all delegates from the University of Kurdistan, faculty members, and dear participants. So we would like to say thanks to respected Sri Praveen Gargji, Chairman ISFCP, for giving platform for conduct such workshop. So without taking much time, this is day 2 for this workshop, and Dr. Mehndi Rani will describe the protein system setup. So it includes preparing biomolecular structure of simulation, solvation, and parameterization steps, creating input files using TLab. So all the things today we will learn. So welcome you, sir. You can proceed. Dr. Mehndi Rani, sir, welcome you.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Vivek, for your introduction. And I would also like to thank again all the organizers in the ISF College of Pharmacy and the chairman that supports this workshop. Okay, let's get started. I turn off my camera. After that, I share my screen. I hope that you can see my screen now. Welcome again to the second session of the International Online Workshop on Molecular Dynamics Studies using AMBER software. In this session, we will talk about protein setup for molecular dynamics simulations. In the first session, we introduced we talked about theoretical foundations of molecular dynamics and how to install AMBER. I hope that you have installed the program successfully. As I said on Saturday, we don't need it for today, but we will need and we will use it on Wednesday. And on Wednesday, we will start running molecular dynamics simulations. And finally, on Saturday, we will analyze trajectory analysis and interpret them after performing the molecular dynamics simulations. Subject covered in the second session, or actually in this session, includes understanding and inspecting PDB files, amino acid residues and atom naming conventions, cleaning and processing structures, or actually PDB structures, handling alternative conformations in PDB structures, treating missing residues and missing atoms in the PDB files, checking for short contacts, and most importantly, assigning protonation states of titratable residues in a protein structure. And our case study are performed on the 1WCG PDB structure, which belongs to ophid myrosinase. Okay, to start the protein setup, we have to obtain its structure from RSC protein data bank. You can easily reach this website, searching this in the web. And after that, we read header information before atom and head atom records. Okay, let me open this website and see one PDB file that we are going to set up for the study in this workshop. Okay, here is the website, and this is its address, which is www.rcsp.org. In this bar, I search my structure as code, which was 1WCG G. Then here it gives some information about this structure, which belongs to OFID myrosinase. It's a PDB-DOI classification, which is a hydrolase, and its organism expression system, and if there is any mutation in the structure or not, and the date of deposition, which it was deposited on 15/11/24, and X-ray diffraction, which was performed in the resolution of 1.10 angstrom, and some other information about the structure. And the article that describes the structure, it is recommended that you read the article describing any PDB structure before setting up it for molecular dynamics and also for molecular docking studies. You can reach the article from here, clicking the DOI on this web page. You can see other information also on this page. It says that the molecule has two chains, chain A and chain B, and the sequence length of each chain is 464 amino acids, and also other information that you can find on this page, and also information about heterogroups. You can see some glycerol, that there are some glycerol molecules in this structure. Okay, let's go up and see the PDB file. You can download the PDB file from the links provided here in different formats, but I want to display it in the PDB format. Okay. This is the PDB file that we are going to set up. As you see, there are many lines and many information at the beginning of the PDB structure. The header, in the header line, you can see that it is a hydrolase. The title is OFID myrosinase, and other information as we saw in the web page of the PDB structure. Information about the authors and journal that published the structure, and many other information that are at the beginning of the PDB file. This is a rough PDB file. We cannot directly use it for molecular dynamics simulations, and we have to set it up. Okay, then there are many remarks lined with different information with different codes. Each code has a special meaning. Let's go down to see, for example, in this remark 465, which is important in protein setup, you can see missing residues. It lists missing residues as you can see here. There are two residues from the beginning of chain A, one methionine and one aspartic residues, which is missed from the structure. Okay, and as you see, there are many other information here. Then the sequence of the enzyme, which are listed here, which starts with the methionine residue. After that, there is an aspartic residue, and so on. And as you see, there are 464 amino acid residues in each chain. Okay, and here you can see the heterogroups in the structure, which are a GOL residue. It's a glycerol molecule, as it is described here. It's a formula, and there are some crystal water molecules. But what we need for molecular dynamics simulations are the lines that start with atom or het atom. Let's investigate these lines. As you see here, after the atom keyword, you see number 1, which refers to number of the atom. Here is the atom name, which is a nitrogen atom. After that, you see amino acid name, amino acid code, which is TYR, or which refers to tyrosine. After that, you see the chain ID. This means that this amino acid residue belongs to chain A. And in this column, you see the amino acid number, which is 3. Here in this structure, amino acid number starts from 3, but not 1, because as I showed you earlier, there are 2 missing residues in this structure. Then you see the X, Y, and Z coordinates. After that, we have the occupancy and B factor columns. And at the last column, you can see the atom symbol. As you can see in the third column, there are too many different atom names here. For example, N, Ca, Co, Cb, Cg, Cd1, and so on. Before setting up the protein, I would like to introduce these atom names in PDB structures because we need it in the setup process for this. Let's get back to the slides. Okay, amino acid residues in proteins are molecules, building blocks of proteins. As you see also here that the amino acids are listed in this PDB file. Their structure of amino acids are something like this. There's a amine group at the left side. After that, we have a carbon atom, which is connected to a hydrogen atom. And after that, we have a carboxylic group. And there is a side chain, which I show it by an R group. This is the primary structure of amino acid. As you see here, this carbon atom is coordinated to 4 different groups. Then this carbon is a chiral carbon here. Then amino acids are chiral molecules, except glycine, in which the R group equals the hydrogen. In proteins, amino acids can react to each other. I write here one amino acid structure, which starts with N, H2, CH, R, CO, OH. I write it again. Then after that, I write another amino acid in another color, which is NH2, CH, and R prime, for example, and COOH. This nitrogen atom here is nucleophile. Then it can attack to this carbon atom, and the OH group can leave from here. What we obtain is a structure like this. Let me change the color to the primary one, which is we will reach to NH2. Then after that, we have a CH group, which is connected to the side chain, which is R group. After that, we have CO. After this, we reach to the other amino acid, which is N starts with an NH group. Then we reach to the alpha carbon of the second amino acid, and after that we have CO, and this amino acid can connect to other amino acids, and here we have the side chain of the second amino acid. Let's visit this website for checking the structures of amino acids. Okay, here in this Wikipedia page, you can see structures of the 22 amino acids which are present in organic systems. As you see, they have different side chains. Some of them are positively charged. Some of the side chains are positively charged. Some of them are negatively charged, as those in aspartic acid and glutamic acid. Some amino acids have polar uncharged side chain, like serine, threonine, asparagine, and glutamine. There are some special cases in amino acids. For example, glycine, which its side chain is a hydrogen atom, and some amino acids have hydrophobic side chains, like alanine with its side chains, CH, 3 group. Okay. What is important is the naming convention in a PDB file. Here you see the naming of backbone atoms. Let me talk a little about backbone. As I introduced here, there are some atoms that are repeated in all amino acids. I show them with red color, as you see. These atoms are repeated in the structure of the protein. We call it backbone, but the side chains might be different from one amino acid to another amino acid. Then we name these backbone atoms. The first atom, the name of the first atom is N. The name of the second atom is Ca, which refers to alpha carbon. The name of the third carbon atom, which is C, and the name of this oxygen in the PDB file is O. If I get back to the PDB structure here, you can find yes, it was here. As you see here, the N here refers to the backbone nitrogen atom. Ca here refers to alpha carbon in the backbone of tyrosine, and also C and O refers to backbone of tyrosine. After backbone atoms, we can find the atom names of side chain. Then side chain atoms starts from beta designation, then gamma, delta, epsilon, and zeta. In summary, we have a backbone for protein, then we have side chains that are dangling from the backbone. In backbone, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 atoms. The first one is N, the second one is Ca, the third one is C, and the other one is O. And the atoms of the side chain starts from beta designation, for example, C beta, C gamma, CD, and CE, and so on. However, in some cases, the symbol C, or the carbon atom can be replaced by a nitrogen or oxygen or sulfur atom. If we have more than one atom in the same position, we show them by numbers. For example, if I have two atoms in gamma position, we show one of them with the number 1 and the other one with number 2. Okay, let's check the file. For example, you can see here that in delta position for this amino acid, we have 2 carbon atom. The first one is CD1 or C delta 1, and the second one is CD2. Okay, after this introduction, let's continue to setting up the protein step by step. For setting up the protein, we need to make a directory on the system, but as far as I know, you work mainly with Windows machine. I will try to set up the system both in Windows and on a Linux machine. However, setting up protein structure on Windows machines are more straightforward and more convenient. Okay, I here make a directory and call its name MD1CG on my desktop. Okay, let's create a new directory and call its name MD1WCG. Okay, I do the same on my Linux machine here. In my home directory, I create a new directory and call its name MD-1WCG. After that, I switch to the directory. Okay, it's an empty directory with no files in it. Okay, and also this directory is empty. Okay, let's go to the next step. After that, we have to download the PDB structure that we need. To download it, we can in a Windows machine, we can easily download it clicking this option. After that, select legacy PDB format. Okay, this structure is here now in my downloads. I copy it and then paste it in my working directory. Okay, the structure is here, but in Linux it is much straightforward. You can easily execute this command like this. Or for download in Linux, we use the wget command. After that, we include the link, the download link of that file. You can get the download link easily from here. Click here, then find the format that you want to download. I want to download this file, then I right-click here, then copy the link to that file. After that, I paste it here. Okay, I think that this Windows machine has no internet connection. I have to connect it to internet first. Let me connect it. Okay. I don't know what happened, why it is, I cannot download it. Let's try on another computer. Here in this computer, I create a directory and name it as MD1WCG. Okay, then I change my directory here, then I wget download the structure with the wget command. Let's copy the link again. Okay. Now I downloaded it also here in my Linux machine. Okay, let's go to the next step. I suggest that rename the downloaded PDB file to 001wcg.pdb to see this sequence of the files that changed during the MD setup. Then in Linux, I easily copy the command here and paste it here. Then as you see, my structure's name is changed to this one, but in Windows, I have to do it by hand. Okay, then I do it by hand through 0 and 1 dash here. Okay, then go to the next step, which tidy up, which is the tidy up step. What we need in molecular dynamics simulations are only the lines that start with atom or het atom. We only need these lines, this line and the other line, this atom line, but we don't need, for example, this line or the lines that starts with remark. It's better that tidy up the file in Linux. It is very easy and very convenient. You can use the command that I prepared here. Simply copy the command from here. It extracts only the lines that starts with atom and het atom. I copy and paste it here. Okay, as you see here, I have a new file here. Let's look at inside that file. It is very simple file. You can see only there are lines that starts with atom. And also at the end of the file, you can see atoms that lines that starts with het atom. But in Windows, I actually don't know how to do it, how to tidy up a file. You can write a Python code to do it, or do it by hand. Then since in Windows I cannot do it, I copy it from my Linux machine. It was here. Let's find the directory. MD. Yes, it's the directory, and this is the new file that I created in that machine. Here I copy it here, or drag and drop it here. Oops. Yes, it's here. Okay, let's go to the next step. there are some, in some structures, there might be some unwanted ions, for example, SO4 ions. If in your structure there's any SO4 ion from which enters to the structure from buffer, you can remove it simply by this command, or you can remove them by hand in Windows. But as far as I know, there is no lines that starts with SO4 in this structure. Yes, there is no lines with SO4, which refers to sulfate ions. Then you can skip this step. Or if you don't skip this step and execute the command, it will create no problem. I copy this command and paste it here, which gives me another PDB file with no buffer ions. Okay, as I said here and write comments here, let me open this one. This file is much better. We keep only essential structural data, remove crystallographic ions or molecules that are not relevant to the simulation. Also, we remove crystal water molecules, especially if you want to perform molecular docking. Before molecular docking, you have to remove crystal waters, and after that, after docking, you can re-add them to system. However, you might encounter with some short contacts, then you can remove those water molecules with short contacts. But before proceeding, let's visualize this structure. To visualize, I use Rasmol, which is a very nice and convenient program for this purpose. You can use PyMol or any other program that can visualize protein structures. This is our starting structure, belongs to 1W CGPDB code. That's displayed backbone. Yes, here you see the backbone of the protein. As it is clear from here that we have two chains. This is the first chain. If you click anywhere on each atom, it writes the atom name, atom number, group name, group number, and chain. Then in the left-hand side, we have chain B of the protein, and on the right-hand side, we have chain A of the protein. Let me, if I can visualize water molecules or not. For this, I may use the select command, select HOH. Okay, then let's display them with ball and stick. Okay. The red balls here are water molecules or crystal water molecules that entered into the structure. As I said before, for molecular docking, we need to remove these water molecules. Optionally, we can remove them for MD simulations too. Okay, let's get back to the structure. In text format, as you see at the end of the PDB file, we have some crystal water molecules. And before crystal water molecules, we have some heterogroups, which are glycerols. I also removed them for molecular dynamics simulations, as I talked about them in this slide. which we have to remove crystallographic ions or molecules that are not relevant to the simulations. Then because these molecules are not relevant to the simulations, I have to remove them from my file. I can do it by hand or by a command in Linux, but I want to do this one by hand. For this, I copy my last file to Windows machine and open it with a text editor. Open with a text editor, for example, Notepad. I use Notepad. After that, I go to the part of the file that shows the heterogroup that I want to remove. Yes, they start from here. After that, I remove them, select and remove them by hand. Finally, I save the file. Optionally, we can remove also crystal water molecules. I also remove the crystal waters here. It might take some time in Windows. Okay, I removed and then I save the file. Okay, let's do the same on my Linux machine. For removing the water molecules, you can copy this command. Yes, this command. And paste it here. Okay, it performs. Sorry, what happened? Yeah, as you see here, there is no crystal water at the end of the file. I also can remove GOL molecules by hand or also by command. To remove them by command, you can simply change HOH to the residue name that you want to remove, which is GOL, and the file that you want to remove GOL from that, which is this file, and give a new file name, which is which I call it no HOH, no GOL, like this, .pdb. .pdb. Here, let's look inside this file. As you see, there is no GOL or crystal water molecules here. Okay, let's go to the next step. Which is handling alternative locations. Before proceeding, choose the desired protein chain that you want to perform MD simulations using PDB Orca. Okay, let's perform this step. After that, we'll treat atoms with alternative locations. As I showed you here, this protein has two chains. But for performing simulations in shorter time, I want to only perform simulations on only one of the chains. I choose chain A. Again, to select chain A, we have to open the last PDB file with a text editor, and copy the atoms that belong to my desired chain. For example, if I want to copy chain A, I have to copy these lines that in the 1, 2, 3, 4, that in fourth column, I see letter A. However, we have a program that helps choosing one chain very conveniently. It's a free program. Unfortunately, it's available both for Linux and also Windows. It's also available for Mac system. You can download any version, any file that you want from this GitHub repository. I share the address here. You can download it and use it. Okay. I have already downloaded the Windows executable here. It's a file like this. Then copy the file that you obtained from my GitHub into your working directory. Yeah. For choosing chain A, run the program, double-clicking on it. First, it gives some information about the program, core functionality of the program, the authors, and how to cite the program. After that, it asks for the PDB file that you want to treat. I copy my PDB file name from here, then give it to the program. Let me zoom it out, okay? As you see here, it reads the PDB file and prints number of atoms, number of amino acids, number of water molecules. There are no water molecules. We removed all the water molecules and all the heterogroups. After that, it asks for a comment to find out which comments are available for this program. You can push enter one time. There are many comments here that all of them are useful. Some of them are useful for the subject of this workshop. Some of them are useful for setting up multi-scale calculations. To select one of the chains, you can select this command, chain, then type here the command which is chain. After that, it asks you which chain of the structure do you want to extract. I type letter A. That means that I want that the program extracts chain A. After that, it asks enter the name of your output PDB file. I give it a name. For example, I give it, let's check the number from here. Okay. I say that save it in a file called 04 chain A dot PDB. Okay. As you see here, it gives me a file which contains only atoms of chain A. Let's visualize the newly created file by Rasmo. Okay. As you see here, there's only one chain in the structure. Okay, let's do the same here in Linux. I've already installed it, and I call the program by pdb to orca, command. After that, I give the program my PDB file name. Then I push the enter again, and I choose the chain command, typing it here or pasting it here. Then I say that say the program that extract chain A. After that, I say the program that save the structure in 04 chain A dot PDB file. After that, I exit the program. As you see here, we have a file that contains only atoms of chain A. If you look at here, all atoms that are in the file belong to chain A. Okay. Let's go to the next step. Let's check what's the next step. Yes, residues with multiple conformations. Identify atoms with occupancy less than 1 and keep the atoms with the highest occupancy. If all values are equal, e.g. 0.5, 0.5, choose one or test both using MD. Let me explain occupancy in PDB files. In this PDB file, let me visualize or open my last PDB file with a text editor. We have a column which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The 10th column in PDB files is called occupancy, which changes from 0 to 1. 1 means that that atom 100% can be seen in the crystallography. But for some atoms, the occupancy is lower than 1, and for some atoms there are alternative locations. Crystallographers suggested alternative locations for some atoms. To find out which atoms have alternative locations, we have to watch this column. As you see, it's very time consuming and hard work to watch this column, and find which atom or residue have occupancy lower than 1. As you see here, for example, lysine, let me highlight atoms of this amino acid. Lysine 69 from chain A, it's CG atom. The CG atom of lysine 69 from chain A has 2 alternative locations. The first alternative is designated by letter A and the second by B. And occupancy of both alternative are the same. It's 0.5 and 0.5. If in treating or setting up the structure, we choose the alternative with higher occupancy. But if the occupancy of both alternatives the same, we choose the first one. What we do is do it by hand. How? We can open. Sorry, is there any question? Okay, then we have to open the PDB file and edit the file by hand. What I do is that I remove this letter and well, also, for example, this letter. And if I want to keep alternative A, I need to remove the second alternative by hand. This is very inconvenient and time-consuming. However, our program automatically does this job. How? Again, open the PDB to ORCA program again. Okay, let me zoom it out. Then it asks for the PDB file name. I give the program the name of my last PDB file. I copy it here and then paste here. After that, I push enter to see available commands. From the commands, I choose the OCC command. As it's explained here, this command identifies and optionally resolve alternative atom locations. Okay, let's execute OCC command. Okay, first of all, it lists atoms and residues with alternative locations. As you see, there are too many atoms and residues with alternative locations. Okay. It says that 242 atoms with alternative locations, and there are 244 atoms with alternative locations and 27 residues with alternative locations in my structure. Then it asks remove the lower occupancy or not. I say that yes, remove alternatives with lower occupancy. After that, it asks for choosing conformation of serine 41, OG1 atom of serine 41. It says that this atom has two alternative locations with the same occupancy. As you see here, the occupancy of both atoms are the same. Here we can optionally choose either the first conformation or conformation 1 or conformation 2, but by default I choose you can choose the first conformation. For the other atoms you can also choose the first or the second conformation. Okay. Oh, sorry, I pushed the enter one. Let's open it again. Oh, sorry. Okay, then I execute command OCC. Then I say that yes, remove the lower occupations. Then I follow the instruction that the program gives me. Then I select always the conformation 1. If the occupation numbers are the same. At the end, it asks if I want to overwrite the structure or save the newly modified file somewhere with another name. I call that save it in a file with file occ.pdb name. After that, I quit the program, and as you see here, we have a new file called o5-occ.pdb. Let's do the same in the Linux machine by calling the PDB to ORCA program. After that, giving it the name of the PDB file. then executing the OCC command, and then I say that yes to it and remove the lower occupations and keep the first alternative. Okay, and after that I give the name of the file that I want to save my structure there. Okay, here is the last file that we remove the alternative locations. Okay, let's go to the next step, which is treating missing residues and missing atoms. I think that it's better to have a break for 5 minutes and continue at 1:10. It's 1:04 p.m. here. We will continue at 1:10. Okay, so then let's get back here and I mute my microphone and we'll get back after 5 minutes.
Hello. Yes, dear participants, I think some network issue is there. So please wait for some time.
हेलो
Okay, ma'am.
प्रीति मैम
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
गुड आफ्टरनून मैम मैम सर ने ना अभी 5-10 मिनट का ब्रेक दिया है 5 मिनट्स
ठीक ठीक ओके मैम
ओके मैम
yes, ma'am. All are requested to kindly wait. All participants are requested to kindly wait for 5 minutes. Welcome back.
Hello again.
Welcome back, Dr. Mehndi Irani. Welcome back.
Thank you. Is everything okay? How is the connection quality? Do you hear me clear?
Yes. It is clear.
And okay, then I turn off my camera again and share my screen and continue. Good. Okay, now we are here in the 10th step, treating missing residues and missing atoms. Missing residues and missing atoms are collected in remark lines that starts with 465 and 470. Let's check our structure. To find out if there is any missing atoms or residues. For this, I have to go to remark 465. Okay. As you see here, there are two amino acids which are missing at the beginning of the chain, of both chains, of both chain A and chain B. If we have any missing residue, and the missing residue locates at the beginning or at the end or of the structure, or at the terminal of the structure, we don't relocate them. We can skip this. However, if we have any missing atoms, we can repair the structure and relocate missing atoms using some software. For example, I do it by Swiss PDB. Here in this structure, I see no missing atom, but in another file that I wrote its name here, it was that, yeah, in 1DFN, let's open that PDB file of that structure, 1DFN. Okay, I get back here, then I search 1DFN PDB. I don't know what the connection is very slow. Okay. I open this file here in PDB format. Then I go to remark 465. As you see here, there is no missing residues, but there are some missing atoms, which are shown in remark 470. In our arginine 15 from chain A, has some missing atoms, and ASP2 and ARG15 from chain B, they have also some missing atoms. As I said, I repair them by Swiss PDB. I don't know if I have it on my desktop. Yes, I have it here. To do this, first download this program, which is a free program. Okay, download and extract it. Okay. Then open the program by this file spdv.exe. But before that, I need to download that structure as a PDB format. I come back here and download it in legacy PDB format. It's in my downloads directory. And open the PDB file with missing atoms. I come here and file, open PDB file from downloads. It was this one. Okay, it says that's 1DFN. In this file, some amino acid side chain atoms are missing. A reconstruction of the whole side chain will be attempted. Affected amino acids will appear in pink. Okay, let's try it. Okay, here, this amino acid, as you see, some atoms are in pink. These are the repaired atoms. And also we had two other amino acids, one here and one here, which you see in pink. This program automatically repairs the structure, relocating missing atoms. It also lists which missing atoms it repaired here. After this step, you can save the structure in the PDB format and use it for the next steps. Okay, I save it in current layer in PDB format. I call it 1DFN fixed.pdb. Okay, let's continue. Let's come back here. We were here in this step 10. Okay, step 11 is very important, that checks for short contacts. This is automatically can be done by our local program, that is PDB2Orca. However, if you have removed alternative locations and also crystal water molecules, most probably you will not encounter any short contact in your structure. But let's check it. You can run, as I said, both on both Linux and Windows machine. But since this one might be time consuming, I run it on Linux, which is much faster than my Windows machine. I have some calculations here, then I need to do it on another computer, which is free and much faster. Okay, for this I copy ISFCP files from here, from this computer to this one. Sorry. Okay. To check for short contacts, I run the PDB to Orca program, and after that I give it name of my last PDB file. Then I ask it to check for short contacts, executing short command. It starts to calculating all the distance in the PDB file and then extract short ones. Yes. As you see here, there is no short contact here. Okay. But let's check, let's do it for the first PDB file. The PDB file, we started the calculation from it. Again, I check for short contacts in this file. Someone is speaking. If she can mute her microphone, it would be very good. Okay, then the computer.
All participants are requested kindly mute yourself. Ritika Sharma. Ritika Sharma. Ritika Sharma. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Much better
Sir,
now.
please continue.
Thank you. But as you see in the first, or in the initial PDB file, there were too many short contacts as listed here, as are listed here. We escaped them by removing alternative locations. For example, if you see here, OG of serine 41 from chain A are in a short contact of a distance of 0.411 with OG of the same amino acid residue, and so on. With these short contacts, we cannot continue MD simulations, and then before the simulations, the short contacts has to be checked and resolved as we resolve them in this PDB file. Okay. Okay. The next step is assigning protonation states, which I think that it's the most critical step in setting up a PDB file. Let's read here. We carefully determine the protonation state of titrable residues, ASP, GLU, lysine, arginine, and histidine. Considering states of titrable residues, considering solvent accessibility, the potential formation of ionic pair and hydrogen bond pattern with nearby hydrogen bond donor and acceptor atoms, the following rules are applied. A titrable residue is considered charged if it is solvent exposed or it's on the surface of the protein. And the titrable residue is neutralized if it is buried inside the protein, unless, this is very important, unless it is involved in ionic pair with the opposite charge. But before assigning protonation states, we need to run ProbCAR to calculate pKa values of amino acid residues. Let's list the timetable residues here. They are listed here, but I want to show their structures before running ProbCom. I open the other file. Okay, checking for here. We are here. And I show the structure of ASP and GLU residues first. Here. Yes. Here is the structure of aspartic acid, and this one is the structure of glutamic acid. Both of them have carboxylic side chains, as you see here. In normal conditions, they must be negatively charged and deprotonated. I draw it, the carboxylic side chain of these residues here. In this state, we have a negatively oxygen atom here, then the amino acid is charged or negatively charged and deprotonated. For ASP residue in amber, we show this one with ASP, and for GLU, we show it with GLU. But in specific conditions, this amino acid can be protonated and neutralized. If the side chain of these two amino acids these are capital L and U, capital L and capital U. If the amino acid is the side chain of the ASP and GLU residues are protonated, we have to tell it to amber, changing the residue name of ASP to ASH, and changing the GLU residue name to GLH. Okay. But it is not very common that we have lysine and arginine residues deprotonated. Let's check their structures and their side chain. As you see here, side chain of lysine and arginine residues are positively charged. Their pKa values are very high. The pKa of lysine is 10 and pKa of arginine is 12. In most cases, they are charged, and we have to treat them as they are. But we can switch from, change the residue name of LYS to LYN, telling amber that this residue is not charged and neutral. For histidine, we have 3 different protonation states. Let's look at its structure, the structure of side chain of histidine here. As you see, histidine has an imidazole side chain. I draw its structure here. We have a 5-membered ring here. Alpha, beta, gamma. Okay, here is Ca of histidine residue, Cb, Cg, Cg. This one is a nitrogen atom, and its name is ND1. This one is then CD. This one is CD2. This is a nitrogen atom, and its name is Ne2, and this one is E2. There are three different protonation state, possible protonation state with the histidine residue. It can be protonated on ND1. If it is protonated here on ND1, we can change its, we have to change its residue name to HID. In the PDB file, starting PDB file, its residue name is HIS, but if we think that its protonation state is, it's protonated on ND1 atom, we have to change its residue name to HID. If the histidine residue is protonated here, we have to change its residue name from HIS to HIE. In both HID and HID states, the charge of the histidine residue is 0 and neutral, but there is another possible protonation state for histidine residue, that it is doubly protonated on ND1 and Ne2. At this case, it is positively charged, and its residue name has to be changed to HIP. Okay, let's check these one by one. First of all, we have to run Proca. Let me copy its link from here, which is a free program to calculate pKa values of amino acids. For this case, I give it the file of the last PDB file, which was, sorry, okay, 05 occ.pdb. I updated. Okay. Yes, it's updated. I choose the file. It is in my desktop directory. I open it. Then I run Proca. Okay, it loads the file, removes hydrogens, and gives some information at the beginning. The references of the program that has to be cited in the work or in the article, and it lists residues with their names, their ID, and calculates their pKa. And most importantly, it recognizes if it is a surface amino acid or is a buried amino acid, and if there is any Coulombic interaction with nearby residues or not. For example, the first amino acid, which is aspartic acid, has no Coulombic interaction with nearby residues, and so on. At the end of the file, of the Proca file, let's go, yeah. It lists pKa values of each amino acid for titrate. It lists pKa of titratable residues for ASPs and glutamates, histidines, and so on. Okay, let's get back here to see what we have to do. In this step, we first assign protonation states of arginine and lysine residues. For this purpose, we have to check that, first we have to check their pKa values and then their if they are buried or on the surface of the protein. And then I return to my PROBCA file and first check lysine residues. What is important, what we are looking is lysine residues with pKa below 7. As you see here, pKa values of all lysine residues are above 7. This means that all lysine residues are that are in this protein positively charged, because they don't like to lose a proton, to give a proton to environment, and their pKa values are above 7. The same applies for the arginine residues. All of them have pKa values above 7. Then we can conclude that all the arginine residues are positively charged. We can also visualize them by RASMOL. Let me open the last file. First, I select lysine residues. Executing the select lys command. Then after that, I display them in ball and stick. These are lysine residues. As you see, most of and almost all the lysine residues are on the surface of the protein. This is something that nature chooses and moves the charged residues to the surface. However, I see one lysine residue here that is buried inside protein here, this one. It's lysine 173. Let's check it from PROBCA. I want to, find its number and to see that what PROBCA says about it. Okay. As you see here, it says that lysine 173 is a buried charge with a pKa of 8.8. Normally, buried lysine residues have lower pKa values than the others, and as you see here, it has a Coulombic interaction with GLU 2.1. Then these two amino acids make ion pairs. Then we have one positive charge in the left hand and one negative charge in the right hand. Otherwise, this lysine residue could not be buried. Or if we didn't have this one, GLU, we had to deprotonate it and neutralize it. I want to check this graphically. Then I return to my RASMOL program. Then I restrict 173 and 173 and 251. And display them by ball and stick or sorry. Oops. Restrict. Okay. There's a spelling error here. Okay, the spelling error here. This one has to be a comma. Now it's and display them with space fill. Okay, as you see here, this is lysine 172. This is its side chain, which is positively charged, and in its close proximity there is a negative charge. The negative charge is the side chain or the carboxylic group of GLU 251. Okay, then we can here take a note that in the 1WCG structure, all the ARG and LYS residues are charged. I also have to report this in my research article. Okay. After that, let's check protonation states of ASP and ASH residues. For this, first of all, I check the PROCA file. At the end, at the bottom of this file, pKa values of these residues are listed. Here we have to look for ASP or GLU residues with pKa values above 7. As you see here, I don't see any ASP residue with pKa above 7. However, pKa value of ASP 124, let's write ASP. This one. ASP 124 is very high. We have to check it carefully or graphically. And let's now check pKa values of glutamate residues. Then all these values are below 7 except this one, GLU 167. GLU 167, its pKa, I'm writing it here on my paper, 9.62. Then we have to check it more carefully. After that, I see no GLU residues with pKa above 7. Okay, then let's check status of these two residues. At the beginning of the PROCA file, I am looking for ASP 124. It's 124. Yes, it's here. PROCA says that it is a buried charge, but as I think that there is no ionic pair for it. Backbone hydrogen, there's and here column interaction. There is no column interaction for it. We have to check it, and if we don't find any ion pair for it, we have to protonate it or neutralize it. Then let's check GLU 167. GLU 167, yes, its pKa is very high. And here there is another GLU residue, which is, its number is 347, close to it. Then let's check them graphically. Let's check them graphically by Rasmol. For this reason, I For this purpose, I reopen the file. First, I want to show ASP residues. Then I select ASP, display, for example, spaceful. With spaceful. As you see, most of the ASP residues, which have carboxylic side chains, are on the surface of the protein, but some of them are buried. For example, this one is buried, which it has to be. Yes, they are ASP 124 with a high pKa value. I have to check to see if there is any charged residue close to it or not. I do this by executing the restrict with in command. Then I say that only show atoms with a distance of 3.5 angstrom from 124. Okay. Display balanistic. Here is the side chain of this carboxylic residue. Then there is no positively charged group close to it. Then as I listed the rule here, a titratable residue is neutralized if it is buried inside the protein, as ASP 124 is buried, unless it is involved in an ionic pair. This residue is not involved in ionic pair. Then what I have to do is that I neutralize it. Then I say that ASP 124 is a buried charge with no ionic pair. No ionic pair, then it has to be neutralized. It has to be neutralized. It means that we have to change its symbol from ASP to ASH in the PDB file. But we might encounter we might have some exceptions for this. When the buried charge, when a carboxylic group or a GLE group that is buried, there might be of catalytic importance. Catalytic importance. If this residue has catalytic importance, and especially if it was a nucleophile, we have to leave it as ASP. You might want to ask me where we can find out if this residue has catalytic importance or if it is nucleophile or not. For this, we have to read the crystallographic structure that we can find its address from here, and I opened here. Then we have to read this article from the beginning to end very carefully. As I remember, this residue has catalytic importance, and we have to not obey the rule and leave it, it's nucleophile, and we have to leave it charged, because otherwise it cannot be a good nucleophile. Okay, then let's check the GLE residue that has had a very high pKa value. Okay, and then I get back here to the PROPCA page. Yes, it was GLU 167, and I visualize it again. And let's show select 167. 167. Display balanced. Just as you see, it is buried inside protein, and we can check for nearby residues by this command. 167 display balanced. Yes. I see a nitrogen atom here, but this belongs to the side chain of ASN 307. Then this is a buried charge with no ion pair. We have to leave it. Sorry, we have to protonate it and change its symbol from GLU to LU. We have to change its symbol from GLU to GL. We have already studied this protein. I want to check from this article, the protonation states from this article. Yes, I have to come to methods section in the protein. Here, there might be a paragraph that I explain protonation states. Okay. The protonation states of all residues were determined using the hydrogen bond pattern, solvent accessibility, and possible formation of ionic pairs. They were also checked by PROPCA. All ASP residues were assumed to be negatively charged. Hyle or ARG and lysine residues were assumed to be positively charged. In this article, we assumed ASP. All ASP residues negatively charged. Then I think that ASP residue, ASP124, had catalytic importance and also protonation state of 167 and GLU 427. We determined it through MD simulations. From this study, we decided that they are neutral and negatively charged. Then also here in this article, we determined the protonation state of GLU 167 as neutral, or we have to change its symbol to GLH. Okay, and the next step in assigning protonation step is assigning protonation states of histidine residues. I explained this before, that we can have 3 different protonation states for histidine residues. In this case, we have to also check the PROPCA file and find histidine residues with pKa values above 7. Here I see that only histidine 39 has a pKa value of above 7. pKa value of histidine 59 is very close to 7, but the other histidine residues have pKa values below 7, then these histidine values, histidine residues has to be neutral, or their protonation state has to be HID or HIS, but we are not sure about protonation states of these two. We have to check them more carefully, graphically, and also in the PROPCA file. At the beginning of the PROPCA file, I wrote the names of these residues here. 1059. Okay. I go up and check their protonation states. Okay. Here it's a surface charge, then okay, and 59 is also a surface charge, and at high pKa values we can leave them. We can protonate them, or we can change their symbol to HIP. Okay, let's check them graphically. Here I reopen the file. Then I select 39, display spacefill. Yes, it's a surface charge with a high pKa value. Then we can protonate it, or we can make it positively charged. I also want to select its nearby residues by this command, display volanistic. Okay, there is no close. Yes, there is a close charged amino acid. It's ASP2052. Since ASP52 is negatively charged, this histidine has to be doubly protonated and positively charged. As you see, this is negatively charged, then this one has to be positively charged. I take a note here that HIS 39 has high pKa value, has a high pKa value, and ion pair of ASP52, then this one has to be doubly protonated, or its symbol has to be HIP. Okay, let's check another histidine residue from the list, because we cannot check them all. We don't have too much time for this session. I check this histidine residue, histidine 191, which has a very low pKa value. 191. Let's see if it is on the surface or it's buried. I select it. 191. Display volanistic, or display spacefill. As you see, it's almost inside the protein. It's buried. To decide its protonation state, I have to check its hydrogen bond pattern. For this, I visualize its nearby atoms by this command, display volanistic. There is no important atom in the proximity. that can exchange hydrogen bond with this. However, here we have OG of serine. Yes, OG of serine 176. As far as I know, OG1 of serine is protonated. It's an alcoholic amino acid. Then this residue is protonated on this hydrogen atom, and it's close to Ne2. Then Ne2 has to be deprotonated. We can conclude that this histidine residue is protonated from the opposite side on ND1. Then I write it here that histidine HIS 191 has to be HID, and so on. Okay, let's go to protonation guide for guideline 3 for cysteine residues. Cysteine residues, let's check its structure first, then I will talk. Yes, here. Cysteine residue, the side chain is CH2SH. Its side chain is CH2SH. In almost all cases, or in most cases, the protonation of cysteine residue is like this, or we call that it is protonated on the sulfur atom and neutral. But in two cases, we have to change its protonation state. The first case is when that it is coordinated to a metal ion. When cysteine residue coordinates, for example, to an iron ion, it makes a bond with iron, then we have to deprotonate it or remove this proton from cysteine residue. How we remove it? Simply by changing its symbol from CYS to CYM. Another case that CYS residue has different protonation state is that it makes disulfide bridge. Sometimes in some proteins, one cysteine residue comes closer to another cysteine residue. In normal condition, they have to be protonated on the sulfur atom. But when they come closer to each other, they make disulfide bridges or make a covalent bond between them. In this case, we have to remove these protons and make disulfide bonds between them by changing their symbol from CYS to CYX. And also we have to tell Amber that there is a bond between these two atoms. We need to manipulate the TLIP file, which we will talk about it next session. Okay. Finally, we have to finalize the PDB file and assign apply the assigned protonation state in the PDB file and finish the setup of protein. For this, we can do it by hand or use PDB to work. We decided that protonation state of GLU 167, as I remember, has to be GLH. Then I have to open the file with the text editor and change its symbol from GLU to GLH. I have to do it by hand. But there are too many histidine residues that their symbols, their residue names, their residue names has to be changed from HIS to either HID, HIE, or HIP. PDB to ORCA makes this very simple. For this purpose, run the PDB to ORCA program. Let's run it on Windows this time. I open the program. Then I give the program my PDB file name. Okay. After that, from the command list, I choose HIS command. It also here says that this command customize protonation states for histidine residues. Change the residue name from HIS to HID, HIE, or HIP. First of all, it lists all the histidine residues in the structure. As you see, we have 9 histidine residues in this structure. It asks for select the protonation state of first histidine residue. I don't remember. I think that we assigned its protonation state as HIP. Yes, it was HIS 39. For example, if we assigned its protonation as HID, I enter the letter D here. After that, it asks for protonation state of 109. As I remember, it was HID. Then I enter D here. Then it asks for protonation state of 100, histidine 196. I enter E, and so on. For example, I enter P for this one, and E this for this one, and D this for this one, and for 39 it has to be P, and D, E, and so on. Here it asks that how would you like to save the modified PDB file, overwrite it or save to a new file. I say that save it to a new file. I enter option 2. Then it asks for output file name. I call it 06 his.pdb, for example, his.pdb. Then I exit. It gives me a file here with the name 06 his.pdb. Let's compare it with the previous file to see what happened. For this, I cannot compare them in Windows. I have to do it, to repeat the process in Windows, in the Linux. PDB to ORCA. Okay, and then enter the file name, HIS comment. Then I assign the protonation states, E, for example, E, P, P, D, E, and so on. I choose option 2 and tell him that save it as his.pdb and exit the program. It gives me a new file called 06-his.pdb. After that, I want to compare these two files, but vi and diff command. As you see here, for example, PDB to Orca changed name of HIS39 to HIP, and also changed the residue name of HIS59 to HIE, and so on. This file is ready to perform molecular dynamics simulations and also to perform molecular docking. I recommend that do these steps also before molecular docking. I know that in ISF there are many groups that perform molecular docking. If you perform protein setup and define or assign protonation states of titratable residues, you will get a more accurate docking pose. Okay, we are reaching to end of the session. The key takeaways are: inspect and clean every PDB file carefully, remove irrelevant ions and artifacts, correct missing atoms and missing residues, and especially correct missing atoms, assign proper protonation states, and validate visually before running TLIP. We will do it this one next step. And the coming next session is on Wednesday, which we will run molecular dynamics simulations on the structure that we prepared today. However, I might send this PDB file or the final PDB file to Dr. Vivek to perform docking or dock a ligand into it, and we continue or we perform molecular dynamics simulations with this structure and a ligand inside it. Thank you for your attention and taking a part in this session. I'm ready here if there is any question or comment.
Thank you very much, sir, for giving this such a nice presentation on protein setup, and you described very well about the protein preparation and different consequent that how they prepare the amino acid and all these things. So I think everyone very well understand. And if you have any type of question, please ask to Dr. Maini. If anyone have any type of query related to today's session, please ask.
Okay, there is a question. What are the specifications required to run MD simulations for higher nanoseconds? The length of MD simulation depends on many factors. The first factor is the number of atoms in your system. For smaller systems, we can run longer MD simulations. For larger, bigger systems, protein system, we can run shorter MD simulations. It also depends to the hardware you use. If you have access to GPUs, you can run simulations for a longer time. But with CPUs, we can run simulations for a short period of time.